The impacts of climate change are being felt around the world, from extreme weather events to biodiversity loss. We've been put on notice to take urgent action. Countries, including Australia, have committed to limiting global warming to well below 2 degrees above pre-industrial temperatures. But right now, we're on track for 2.1 to 3.5 degrees of warming by 2100. That's beyond what scientists consider manageable and could have potentially catastrophic impacts for the environment, people, and the economy.
So what we have is a world which is increasingly stressed by human activity.
The solution is to address the tens of billions of tons of greenhouse gases being pumped into the atmosphere every year. That requires not just dramatically reducing future emissions, but removing greenhouse gases already released.
This means drawing down or removing these historical emissions from the atmosphere for, if you like, geological time.
Natural systems such as our oceans and forests are highly effective carbon sinks, but they need help, especially given the further pressures from events such as bushfires and ocean warming. We don't yet have the right toolkit to effectively remove greenhouse gases at the scale required. So, the Australian Academy of Science brought together the country's leading experts to identify opportunities to expand research efforts and start the conversation in Australia. Beyond strengthening existing carbon sinks, new technologies will need to be developed.
I think the scale of the problem that we're facing means that we can't discount anything, and in fact, everything needs to be on the table.
Including things such as direct air capture, a technology that mimics trees.
We can develop these nanoporous materials that are really highly selective for capturing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and other greenhouse gases. So in the same way that a tree uses photosynthesis, it takes in carbon dioxide and processes that carbon dioxide and spits out oxygen and energy at the other end, we've got a way to do that, if you like, using technology.
The first air capture units in Australia, designed by Southern Green Gas, are now in the prototype stage. But there are many other emerging technologies. This Hawaii-based startup, for example, uses solar power to make seawater less acidic, enabling the ocean to absorb more CO2. Scientists are now working to better understand the implications of the various emerging technologies.
There's a big gap between doing things at a lab base and doing them at a real-world scale significant enough to actually make a difference to climate change. That jump brings a whole series of uncertainties, risks and costs.
Once we have a better understanding of those consequences, the technologies could well be used alongside other strategies to help fight climate change.
I don't think there's any such thing as a silver bullet, so this is going to take a mammoth effort across the world, including a portfolio of approaches in order to get us to this point where we can indeed stabilise our climate and avoid a climate catastrophe.